here we go into round one here, Group C of Offworld Trading Company Halloween event. So these maps are going to be not what you'll usually find in Offworld. These are custom built maps to be amusing to us. So we'll see here. I'm very excited to be with Hexapus, Clippy, Ryak, and Soren Johnson. Oh my god, the carbon, the pirate flag. So are those... Oh, those do not look like caves. Those just like divot. Oh, this one has caves. There we go. But this looks to be very much a map for scavengers with no scavengers. So either high with none or lows with caves to get adjacency bonus. Glass starts double. And this is a chems colony. I'm very tempted to throw down a scientist here. Food's cheap, fuel is expensive. Fuel uses water, so as a scientist, that's not bad. Throw down a scientist. You can make a little steel, mine a little aluminum. Maybe you put an aluminum on the high and mine a little steel low. Maybe you just go directly into glass. Or expansive. Expansive is always good. Hexapus is going for that. Oh, that is a... So just putting a steel mill there. And there's a little bit of there, so maybe gets to go into some glass early. Ryak is expansive. And doesn't seem to have put down any claims on anything. Just upgraded, so it's taking more debt. There we go. Alright, Clippy. Yeah, it's putting down a mine of every variety there. That's a way to do it. And then another metal mine on aluminum. I think that would have been better on iron, especially since you're expensive going for one of the high quarries. There's so much carbon on this map, I don't know if that's just a high priority or not. Especially because of all the side things. At least there's no underground nukes on this map. But things will be diminishing anyway. We've got Soren there, kind of doing a standard play there. Oh, that is a cave. Yeah, he would have been much better just throwing down the mine right there, because then he'd be getting all three. Thought that wasn't a cave. It was. Those are, again, throw it down on the cave. Cave gets you all three and adjacency bonuses. See, Hexapus has the right idea here. Just get all three. Okay, Clippy's also, yeah, Clippy's also doing that, going for more aluminum. I don't know what that more aluminum's going to do. That's my issue. I think it would have been better off by throwing there and there to get double high iron and then could produce a lot of steel. Getting water, yeah, going into fuel, good things. There we go, that science, just pure science fuel. And making a little glass there, that's free, that's having to pay, but that's okay because that's an upgrade material. So Hexapus can use that to advantage right there. There's some steel mills. Again, just shift that over. Right there. Right there. Because of... I imagine as soon as Hexapus hits HQ3, I'm going to see a few... nuclear plants are already coming down. And is good. Yes. Which is considering the price of power. So what I'd be expecting to see is, because that uranium's coming there, just discount the water. And besides the way, besides anyway, uranium is so dirt cheap, what does it matter? Sold. Okay, Ryak won that very expensive auction. And is going into some electrolysis reactors. 2 and 2. Okay, that's not bad. Cash-wise, Clippy appeared to have a small lead, just upgraded, but the first nuke plant came down. He was getting completely out of silicon there for a moment, just because it's there. Clippy is kind of leading this race, because again, look. One mine hitting all that Clippy needs. And actually I think used return to claims to get out of that extra aluminum, which is not a bad use of return to claim since it's not really what Clippy wanted.
The black market is open for business.
I mean, that's how you do it. And I think there's going to be a swing of nukes. But Hexpus has just had this power market there for a while, and Hexpus is now just making cash off of power. Because the HQ3, I wouldn't be surprised to see. Okay, so there come the steel mills. The steel, and that's a ooh, sneaky hologram. So we're going to see a patent lab. Because some slant drilling could be nice for glass. Yep, a patent lab taking advantage of that scientific speed up on patents. Oh, and Soren Johnson got hit. I think that's the first aggressive, taking down all those nuke plants and that water. Ooh, that's painful. Especially the nuke plants, because the price of power is dying. And pretty soon that's going to be it. So network virus, which reveals the patent lab right there.
The patent lab is constructed.
And immediately going into slant drilling. Clippy's also getting a patent lab online. Soren has put down the first pleasure dome. That's going to be a nice pleasure dome, especially with power dropping. Where's this tile? A decent tile for Ryak, because he's going to need some silicon, and that's the closest, and I don't think there's... Yeah, there's only low silicons on this board, so... Not a bad one for Ryak. Easy to ship, get some silicon running. What is Clippy going for? That patent lab is not working. Which is always a bad kind of situation there. And he's gooned the patent lab now that it's been the hologram has been busted. Soren Johnson's pleasure dome is about to come online here with triple adjacency, 3 expansives, and a scientist in the game. This is not going to be a bad pleasure dome at all. Yeah, Ryak is kind of dead. These power plants are no longer as good as they were. It's going for a solo glass killing. It's trying to be everywhere and not there, so Hexapus got the slant drilling, which is going to be very nice. So Greenhouse Farms getting out of steel. Can't blame, and then some nanotech. That's not a bad pickup at HQ3, transparent aluminum. That makes all that early aluminum a solid play, because then you can use that instead of glass for buildings and upgrades. And that, I will not be surprised to see a Clippy upgrade very soon here. Alright. And let's see any other advanced buildings coming out. But nope, we just have a very nice set of farms coming online. Soren Johnson. Those nukes, they're barely worth anything. It's time to scrap out of them. And finally going into a patent lab, connecting up there so he doesn't have to ship it. Not a bad situation, but there are EMPs, so you might want to just like Put a goon on that tile right there. Or done it to your pleasure dome, because that pleasure dome is now rubble. And Clippy's taken that tile. I don't think he's going to put a patent lab there. Going for teleportation. Not necessarily bad on a map where shipping is going to have to matter. Oxygen's starting to become a okay launch. I could see a little bit of thinking machines, but that's not going to happen this time, because apparently the game was thinking the same way I was, that maybe people should go into some off-world markets. Ooh, first hit it. Yeah, see, that's why you needed the goon. Although it wouldn't have caught this one, since that's where the target was. But, you know. Optimization. Ooh, blew up his optimization center. He's going to optimizations. Now, that is the way to play on series here, because generally on-world prices just are better than off-world, so you want to be optimized. And Clippy is not upgraded to... Ooh! Clippy got it in there. No one has their stock defended. Yep, saw that coming down. Shutting down those very profitable chems. But, ooh, perpetual motion. A good pickup patent here. Because power will become an issue again, and it's just nice to pay half power. Clippy's also getting into pleasure. Not quite as good. And Soren should get virtual reality at some point. Hexapus is also going into cold fusion. I'm not so sure that's the best over liquid batteries, since they're the same price. Liquid batteries make solar panels really playable, because they stay online all the time and they have no inputs. Granted, you're going to be getting tons of uranium because of that tile there, but still. Glass. How's the colony developing? The colony is still consuming chems.
I hate those filthy bandits.
Someone put down pirates, but I think that's going to be sabotaged, because doesn't look like anything's going to be coming through. It looks like Clippy was the only thing bringing stuff through it, and just got teleportation. There's virtual reality. Ooh, Soren Johnson is a second ahead on the liquid batteries patent, but got his... Is that the patent? No, there's a solar condenser. The patent lab is still operating. And Clippy is going in on Ryak here. Oh, someone is Hexapus, so it looks like Ryak may be becoming a community stock here. And there it goes. Ryak is out. Everyone's trying to buy in, just kind of get a little bit more income and bump up their own stock price. Soren Johnson has secured himself, and Hexapus has gotten 50% there. Clippy has 40, so won't be too much. And the Ryak sub still needs a little while to come online. Has no patents. And if I look right here at optimizations, yeah, no optimizations, so I won't get any. Probably will throw down a pleasure dome, though. That's a good spot for one. Good pleasure money out there.
Congratulations.
Yep, heading for double optimization centers. Especially now that a lot of the good patents have been taken. Liquid batteries being the one that's still there, and Soren Johnson's going to get that one. Two very strong patents. At that point, you know, you just could kind of get out of these that are so unprofitable and just, if you need to, throw down a few solar panels. Financial instruments. That doesn't feel like a strong play right now. Both Clippy and Hexapus are in A debt. Granted, every day comes pretty quickly on series, but there's not a lot to be made there, and especially looking at the price of chems. Chems are so expensive. Alright, let's see. So, 2 chems optimized. Clippy didn't start with chems. Is running 3 optimization centers. Offworlds of oxygen and food look decent, but steel is ridiculous at the moment, so there's no way one of those should be going up at the moment. Everyone's hanging out at 4 stocks. There's no point to go to 5 until someone's moving on you, and you keep yourself there. Clippy and Hexapus are close. Here, Soren Johnson's a bit behind cash-wise, but they're all in HQ5, so we've definitely saw late game now, and it just comes up with making money. And it looks like Clippy has a spy down here. Why aren't these things optimizing? I know these are I know optimizations are expensive at the moment, but still. So Clippy has basically declared war on Hexapus, so Hexapus must respond in kind.
The black market is open for business.
Which gives Soren a little bit of a needed reprieve there to kind of build himself back in. So he's joined in Hexapus's attack just a tiny bit. I don't know if that was a mistake. Sometimes if 2 people are going at it, you just stay out of it. Now, now granted, whoever won that fight would be in a serious good place, but what you try to do is basically let them purchase the first 50% of the stock, and then you grab the latter half while you buy up your stock at cheap prices. So you essentially just come there, but let's see. Yeah, the Ryak sub is making a little bit, and Soren's only getting pennies on the dollar for each dollar that Clippy and Hexapus are making. Hexapus really getting there. Now is optimizing. Good. Ooh. There we go. Blowing up a bunch of ships. Not a bad call there. Just a bunch of glass. Causing a food shortage. Yeah, that could be strong.
Time to start improving everything.
If you're going to do that, I want to have some farms offline or something. Iron has gone through the roof because people have just been making way too much steel. Steel is now practically worthless. Again, this cave, so underutilized. Just put that there. You get so much more. Electrolysis reactors are wonderful. Things are blowing up.
Successful.
Ooh, moving out of chems into electronics. Nice. That's going to make silicon even more expensive, but sometimes... Ooh, that's a nasty pirate right there. Possibly if you get some of that iron, considering how much that iron is, that would pay itself off. That pleasure dome. But it is not competing, so Soren has kind of split his horses, stock into each. However, I don't think it's going to make it up because it's just a little bit behind, and Hexapus here seems to be making it ahead there, and Hexapus is coming with the hack, so Hexapus knows what the good markets are, can kind of store up in them, and then sell down. Alright, Soren's going into an Offworld. Hey, when you are like, none of this works, that's the time to do it. Okay. Time to get out of these electrolysis reactors, as apparently water is very expensive. You have liquid batteries. Just turn these all into, water for a while, because look how good they are. Up, and Hexbus got the buy. And that is just going to be way too much of a stock price difference for Soren just to overcome, because Hexbus has also built himself quite a good thing here. And let me look for a moment. Charts and graphs. Yeah, Soren's got very few optimizations, where Hexapus does and is the majority owner of Clippy there. And Soren has fallen into D debt. Yeah, and the launches aren't as good anymore. Yeah. At this point, I mean, basically, Soren Johnson having to pay double to buy out one of his shares is still less than the cost for Soren to buy one of Hexapus's shares, just because of stock price difference. I mean, each time he buys a share, he gets a nice stock price jump because his company owns a more valuable thing, but that D debt, they'll keep taking debt ticks from that. The black market is gone from him, and it's just a matter of Hexapus, D+1. Yeah, the stock price is just going to be falling. And the more stock that Hexapus buys, the harder it will be. And there's just the cash difference is not even close there, as you see there. It's even sold out of his 6 stock there, because you can just clench it right here. Yep, optimizations. Also, it helps being the only one of a certain HQ of a type on the map, because while everyone else was doing expansive things, Soren just got to do sorry, not Soren. Hexbus just got to do a scientist thing. So yeah, optimizations, black market, the Hexapus, yep, experienced black marketeers, optimizations, we did that, some very nice key patents, taking advantage of that scientist advantage there, and balance sheet wise, that glass, that is over $1 million in glass. Had to pay half of that glass, but easy come, easy go. Lots of glass, just wow. Alright, well that was this game. Let's go back to the lobby and go on to round 2.